What's good, y'all? It's your boy Shane Hector coming at you live from WBGR Studio. Myself and Mr. Unregulated is back in the building. We already know what it is. It's no BS, no holds barred sports talk show. This is what we do out here. Ladies and gentlemen, we got some interesting things to talk to y'all about today. But the first thing is, I want you guys to go ahead and look at the topics today. The number to call is going to be 301-429-9247. That's going to be the number to call. So, it's unregulated. You know, Veterans Day is coming up.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, man. You know, gotta give a shout out to the veterans out there. There's a shout out to all the vets out there. You know, I want to definitely shout you guys out. Thank you for anybody who's a veteran who's watching the show. My grandfather, especially, he's always been a big supporter of mine. My grandfather served in the U.S. Army. He was based out of Fort Hood. He was in the Chemical Corps for a little while, and then he became a military police officer while in the U.S. Army. So, Grandpa, I thank you for your service. And then also our very own Mr. Lionel Green. This is the CEO of this network. He's also a veteran. So I definitely want to shout both of them out. Thank you both for serving our great nation, and you know, for all of the soldiers out there who really put in the hard work, especially our African American ones who really have endured some really bad things throughout life. You know, being a veteran in an army back in certain times where we wasn't even allowed to fight. This is for this great nation, and now, I mean, we've got, you know, African American soldiers everywhere. So, you know, thank you to all of the service members who've either paid the ultimate sacrifice or has sacrificed a lot personally to make sure that we have the freedoms and allow myself and Mr. Unregulated here to do the things that we do. So, thank you. Jumping into it, you know, we got to talk about last week's football. You know, this has been an interesting week. You know, I told you the Rams are going to lose. You also picked the Rams to lose too. What was it about that game to you that really stuck out?
I mean, it was no surprise.
Right.
I mean, when you're going up against a high-powered offense like the New Orleans Saints, and you have a Hall of Fame quarterback leading them, they find a way to get it done.
Right.
You know, they outscore you.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like the Rams are having some problems with their defense. The past couple of weeks, their defense just doesn't seem the same as it was to start the season. So they may be having some issues within that defensive schemes.
Well, I will say this, and I've been saying this for the longest time. The truth is, the Rams honestly have been skating by a lot of people. They really have. Everybody thought I was crazy when I said that, but they undefeated. I don't care if you're undefeated. I've seen teams go 15-1 and make it to the playoffs and lose. For example, the Packers. I remember when the Packers had the number 9 defense in the NFL with the number 1 offense in the league. Aaron Rodgers threw 45 touchdowns and only 4 interceptions that year. But you want to know what happened? He was knocked out first round. So that's why I don't really kind of get all up in arms when I see a team win that many games. That doesn't mean anything to me. I've seen the 15-1 Panthers make it to the Super Bowl against the 13-3 Denver Broncos, but clearly Cam Newton had nothing to show for in that Super Bowl. So as far as I'm concerned, and then the thing about that team, that Panthers team, they had a much better defense than the Rams defense did. Now, the Rams defense is highly talented. I think they're one of the most talented defenses in the NFL. My issue with the Rams, and I've been saying this for the long time, they give up way too many points, and they give too many yards to teams that they shouldn't be giving up yards to. So I figured if they come up against a team who has a high-powered offense, Saints, I already knew the Saints was going to win because, one, the Saints were playing at home. Two, I know Drew Brees. Drew Brees was going to light them up. And that's what it was. I mean, Alvin Kamara did his job. Mark Ingram did his job. What's his name? And then also Michael Thomas, 211 yards on 12 catches. Marcus Peters, I told people, and I tweeted this on my Twitter page, he got broiled. Because if you've ever broiled something in the oven before, that's a little over 450 degrees. You know, that's pretty high. That's what happened to him on Sunday. He got broiled. Forget scorched. Forget torched. He got broiled.
Well, I hear the numbers you throw out there and the records and people getting beat in the playoffs. The NFL is so much different from any other sport because you have series and in the NFL it's one game, win or go home.
Right.
So one game doesn't necessarily define the best team. If I had to pick who the better team between the Saints and the Rams, I would say the Rams. But on this day and looking at what's been happening over the past couple of weeks, it was time for the Rams to actually, take a defeat. And this may help them, in the future in these games to come because now they see that they're not invincible. But there are some good teams and there's some bad teams have beaten some better teams, in the playoffs just because on any given Sunday, anybody can win. These are professional teams and it's just a victory or defeat doesn't define, the better team.
Yeah, it is what it is. But the team that, I just said, I think the Rams will bounce back. There's no doubt in my mind they will. But as I said, like I said, right now, when you look at the standings, right now the Rams and the Saints are pretty much tied. But if the Saints continue to win out and the Rams continue to win out, the Rams will actually be the number 2 seed and the Saints will be number 1. And the reason that being because the Saints beat the Rams and they will own the tiebreaker.
I don't think that's going to happen. That's not. I don't think it's not going to be a tie. I think the Rams will lose maybe one more game.
Oh, you think they're going to lose one?
The Saints will probably lose 2 to 3 more games.
I don't think the Saints are going to lose 2 to 3 more games. I just don't see that. I could definitely see them losing possibly one more game. I don't know who they're going to drop it against, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a division rival. That's who I believe. I definitely believe the Saints will drop maybe one more game because this Saints team is pretty exceptional. They're pretty exceptional, and on top of that, that defense, like they're starting to come together, and they showed up when it counted in that Rams game. The Rams, on the other hand, they still yet to play some very significant teams. They still haven't played Chicago. They still haven't played, and they still haven't even played the Kansas City Chiefs yet. And that team right now is red hot. Like I've seen, and then on top of that, they're about to get Justin Houston back. And after what I saw against this Saints team, yeah, you can't tell me right now that the Rams are gonna have an easy time beating the Chiefs. That's just not gonna happen. Patrick Mahomes is about to light them up. I'm pretty sure they're gonna probably get another L.
Well, they probably will get one more L. But you have to look at the dominance of the Rams. The Rams have dominated teams this year. One defeat is not going to define who the Rams are. So
that's true.
So I'm looking at the Rams to lose maybe one more game, and that's it. I'm looking at 14-2 this year on the way to the Super Bowl. The Saints, on the other hand, they are a great offensive team, but not a dominant team. So any given week, you can play the Saints, and if they're not clicking on offense, then you have a shot.
I wish I could, believe that, but
yeah,
But the team that now here's my sleeper team of the week, and everybody may call me crazy. The sleeper team to me of the week is most certainly the LA Chargers. I don't know what it is. 6-2. Nobody's paying attention to them. They have a great defense. They're getting Joey back. That's about to be a nasty football team because now it's going to take the pressure off of Melvin Ingram. And I'm going to say it like this. They get him back. Their linebacker core will be able to do what they do best. And then on top of that secondary for the Chargers is going to come alive. And they're going to start getting interceptions. And then what's going to happen is Phillip is going to get the ball a lot more often. With Keenan Allen being who he is. Melvin Gordon showing up. Not to mention, you add in the fact that Mike Williams is starting to come along. Now, he's not great yet because, this is only his second year. He was hurt his entire first season. But I believe that after this year, he's going to be a totally different guy.
True. But, it's no surprise that the Chargers are up there. If you look at the Chargers organization, their culture, they have a winning culture ever since when Doug Flutie left.
Yeah.
They have a winning culture. You have to expect the Chargers to be one of the top 3 teams over in the AFC. So I mean, this is no surprise, but it's always been how far can they go? Phillip Rivers have not they have not gotten past what is it the first round?
No.
Yeah. So I mean, so they always have a good record. They're always in contention, but how far can they go? That's the question.
I mean, the last time I've ever seen Phillip Rivers go very far was back in the Marty Schottenheimer days. And that was when, that was way back in the way back. That was when they had LaDainian Tomlinson. Yeah. They had some pretty good guys back then, Malcolm Floyd. They had some pretty decent guys back then. They made it to the NFC Championship. They just happened to run into New England, as always. Oh. So, and then, of course, in 2007, he ran into New England again. That didn't exactly end well. So,
I'm sitting here thinking, did I say Doug Flutie?
We ain't gonna talk about Doug Flutie.
Or did I mean Drew Brees?
You were just disrespectful. You just
no. I had the names. Did Doug Flutie actually play with? He did play with the Chargers, right?
He did play for the Chargers at one point, but then he also played for New England. Everybody remembers that because of the fact that he did a drop kick.
The drop kick. That's the guy that threw the ball in the end zone with no time on the clock and beat who did he beat?
I couldn't remember, but everybody always remembered Doug Flutie from the BC days. But Doug Flutie, here's the thing about the Chargers. Chargers right now, I think they're a great football team.
Yeah.
That defense is coming along. Do I believe they can beat the Chiefs? They have a shot. Do I think they can do it? No, I don't. Because the problem is you had your shot when it came to LA. The second time you see these guys is going to be in Arrowhead. Now, I might be wrong because here's the thing. I've seen this happen before where I think that doesn't happen, then the Chargers find a way to jump out ahead really quickly, and then it's hard for a team to recover. Now, the Chiefs, on the other hand, they don't seem like they're that team to me, because even though they got the one loss from my New England Patriots, in that game, I said to people, the reason why the Patriots was able to win that game was because they jumped out so early that by the time the Chiefs finally recovered, it was too late. That was the only reason why they lost that game, because had Patrick Mahomes had a little bit more time, he probably would have won it.
Yeah, but I don't see the Chargers being the Patriots. So if
they're not the Patriots, but I'm just saying,
they can jump out ahead of the Chiefs all they want. But I mean, if you're going to jump out ahead of the Chiefs, you need 3 touchdowns to feel safe. 2 touchdowns is not going to have you safe, because Mahomes and them boys up there. One thing they can do is that they can move the ball.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to actually move right into the picks real quick. So, we already saw what happened to the poor Panthers.
Oh my gracious!
We saw, the Panthers. They must have traveled. They must have caught the bus up to Pittsburgh.
Something wasn't right. Yeah, I think a long bus ride up there.
Yeah, that was a long bus ride. They had to, because oh my gosh, 52-21. Even Cam Newton himself said it. He's like, we just got whooped. Clearly.
Yeah, that was
kind of obvious.
That was a college team playing a pro team.
Son, at this point, Alabama could beat you. That was how bad that was.
You know what? I am so interested in seeing the winner of the NCAA football championship go up against the bottom of the NFL. Would they have a chance? Would Alabama actually have a chance against the Giants?
I think they would.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. You got to remember that every player in the NFL was a star on their team, so it's like an all-star team going up against a family team. That would be interesting.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. All right, so we're just gonna run through these picks real quick before we go to commercial break. So Cardinals, Chiefs. I already got this. Chiefs.
Yeah.
All right, Jaguars, Colts. They're both 3-5. I don't know what's wrong with the Colts, but I also don't know what's up with the Jags.
I'm going with the Jags.
Yeah, I'm also going to go with the Jags as well. I just can't see. I just don't see it. All right, moving on from that. So, let's see here. Saints, Bengals. Now, that's going to be probably one of your better games this week. So,
you would think so, but I think the Saints win this 10 points.
You think
the Saints they're not going to have any problems with the Bengals.
Okay, I got the Saints winning that one as well. I mean, granted, they'll be playing in Cincinnati, but Drew Brees on the road, he just came off of a big win. I don't see how Drew Brees loses this one. Plus, on top of it, now Dez Bryant won't be. I don't think he'll play this week, although there's speculation that he might. I don't think he's gonna play because he's not even in football shape yet. And it's,
I don't know. Dez is a freak. Dez is a freak.
I mean, Sean Payton said that. Sean Payton did say that if push come to shove, if he really believes he's ready, he'll put him in a game. Probably get him in some red zone situations, a couple of red zone situations, probably a couple of jump balls, maybe some fades, and see what they can do from there, and use that big body of his to make some plays. But I don't see him really doing too much. But I do believe he'll play the next game after that, no doubt. But I definitely believe the Saints are going to win that one, no doubt. Falcons, Browns, I definitely got the Falcons winning this one because the Browns, I'm sorry, they just had a coaching change. The Falcons, I didn't think they was going to take care of business last week, but they did, unfortunately.
Now, this is our first disagreement. The Falcons, ATL Falcons, are faking.
They're faking?
They're faking.
Wow.
So, you know what? I'm going to take the Browns in at 5 points. Now, the Falcons may win.
Right.
But I don't think they cover the 5. I think.
What?
Yeah, I think the Browns, and as I was saying last week with the coaching change, give them 2 weeks. And then you'll start to see maybe a different identity.
All right, so clearly you're picking the Browns in this one, right?
With the 5, correct.
I got you. All right, so Seahawks. I don't even know why this is even a thought. The Rams.
This is probably the best game.
It will be. I do believe Seattle's going to give them a little bit of heat. I feel like they're going to light that fire underneath them. But I still got the Rams winning that one this night with a question. So, your thoughts?
I like the Rams as well, but Russell Wilson is hot.
Yeah, he's on fire.
He is hot.
But you know what that also says? It also says to me that clearly the Seahawks, they're going to have to build a better defense. They're going to have to rebuild that defense over again. And then also they need to develop that running game from Russ because then they have to take that pressure off of him. And they need to rebuild that offensive line too.
Yeah.
No doubt. But because he's still, it mind boggles me how this man's still throwing 3 touchdown passes and 250 plus yards, but they can't get any wins. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Cowboys, I don't even know why I'm talking about this one either. Eagles.
Oh, you like the Eagles?
I do.
You know what? The Eagles should win. But the Eagles should win. I'm just not sure about them. But I don't want to pick the Cowboys. I would love for the Cowboys to win to set the Eagles back in the division game, and set them back up 2 games. But this is one of those games. I'm gonna go with the record. I'm gonna go with the Eagles because the Eagles should win this game. But it would not surprise me if the Cowboys somehow pull this game off. This is always a tough matchup, and I think Garrett his job is on the line, so they're gonna find a way to move the ball and control the clock. They're gonna have to.
Okay. I mean, wishful thinking, but Buccaneers, Redskins. All right, I got to go with the Skins in this one just because the Buccaneers, they're playing terrible this year. Jameis Winston is not doing much football. Granted that Ryan Fitzpatrick, that quarterback situation to me is too much. I think the Redskins defense is going to bounce back after that terrible loss last week. I have faith in the Redskins. Now, assuming they run the football well. And plus the Redskins are playing at home. I got the Skins.
Well, I don't know how they're going to run the football well when they got 3 new offensive linemen. So, with that being said, protection is probably not going to be there. The running game is probably going to be mediocre. Adrian Peterson is a freak, so if there's no telling what he can possibly do. But this is the thing. I am a part of Redskin Nation. But for my money, I got to go with the Buccaneers because the Redskins cannot score. Ryan Fitzpatrick, I'm going to give him 3 touchdowns. But I can't give Alex Smith 2. So that means it's a touchdown game. Then when I think about maybe Adrian Peterson, he breaks 1 or 2 of them and he gets into the end zone. Maybe the defense scores for the Redskins, but still it's not enough to match Fitzpatrick's 3 touchdowns and probably a couple of field goals. As they don't get into the end zone. So I'm definitely going. I would put my money on the Buccaneers, but I'm hoping and praying that the Redskins win.
Okay. Um, Bills, Jets. I gotta go with the Jets. Sam Darnold. I actually like that kid. I like him. I like him a lot. I like the way he plays. I mean, granted, last week wasn't his best week, but I really like Sam Darnold. I think he's gonna be a good quarterback in this league. I just felt bad for him because he's in the AFC East, but I for sure believe that the Jets are definitely gonna beat the Bills.
Well, for your money and for my money, if I'm a betting man, I'm taking the Bills plus that 8 points. That is disrespectful. It's who are the Jets? I mean, to be given 8
Bills?
points. 8 points.
I don't forget who Todd Bowles is. Put some respect on his name.
Bills. Bills, Bills, Bills.
Oh God.
The number one team.
Jets. Jets.
This is the battle of the state of New York here. Okay. This is the battle. The Giants are nowhere in it. So this is it right here, New York.
Alright, gotcha. Alright, Lions, Bears. Mind you, they're playing in Chicago. Now, here's the thing. You do realize that if there was a team that if this was a game that I would watch, I would definitely watch this one. Because, see, the Bears, the Lions, and the Vikings, them two right now, they're trying to battle it out for that top spot in the NFC North. And I hate to say this, I've been saying this for the longest time because I've really been watching this NFC. Right now, when you look at the standings, the problem is there's at least going to be two teams coming from the NFC South and two teams probably going to come from the NFC North. Probably. Because Chicago's playing lights out. They're playing like they ain't got nothing to lose. But in Minnesota, Minnesota's Minnesota. I mean, you can't really, stop Minnesota. Now, they're not playing this week, so they ain't got nothing to worry about. But still, if I had to choose, I gotta roll with the Bears, baby.
Definitely. I mean, you have to put your money on the Bears. But, and the only reason I'm putting my money on the Bears because I believe in Stafford. Yeah. But I put my money on the Bears because I don't know what the Lions organization is doing. I mean, Golden Tate, come on.
Now, right, I would have never did that.
Yeah, so have you tanked the season? I mean, are you tanking the season? That's the question. So, yeah, my money would go on the Bears. I don't know what's going on down there in Detroit, but I believe in Stafford, though.
Yeah. Now, this is probably going to be an interesting game, and it's a 1 o'clock game. Patriots versus Titans. Now, the Titans have the number 1 scoring defense in the NFL. Number 3 overall. Against the number 3 offense in the NFL, the New England Patriots. So, and we already know, we're not going to talk about the Patriots defense because we already know how terrible they are. So, if I had to choose... See, the Titans are at home. I'm really...
Come on, man. Everybody knows you're going to go with the Patriots. You haven't went against the Patriots in a lifetime.
Yeah, except there's one problem. There's too much firepower on that Titans defense. I'm going to roll with the Titans in this one. I normally would never pick against the Patriots, but for some strange reason, I see this as a trap game. Because I know New England. I've seen them do this before. The Titans defense is pretty good. You got Jarrell Casey. Malcolm Butler's playing in this game. He's going to be looking to try to get some interceptions on Brady, especially since he knows the plays. Not to mention Mike Vrabel, his head coach. I mean, most of the Patriots staff is on that team. And Patriots personnel. And the Patriots can't stop the run, whereas the Titans offense, they are one of the top running offenses in the NFL. I would say this one's going to be close. I'm definitely going to say 24-21. I feel like the Titans might edge the Patriots for the first time in years. I feel like it's going to be a small, tiny little edge. Just because they have home, as they're at home.
Again. This is our second disagreement. There's no way the Titans are going to beat the Patriots. No, absolutely no way. I don't care who their coach is and what kind of streak they on, and if their field is artificial turf or grass. I don't care what they're playing on. They can play on cement. This game won't even be close. The Patriots are going to absolutely demolish these people. Like this Pittsburgh Carolina game yesterday. Look forward to be one of these type of games. Absolutely, just get off the field. Why did you show up?
Yeah, but the Patriots are also is the worst third down defenses in the NFL. That's also another reason why I chose the Titans. Trust me. And the Titans are actually really good on third down conversions. So, moving on. Raiders, Chargers. That's not even a thought. Chargers. What? It's not even a thought.
Are they still playing?
I didn't even think. I told you about that silver and black.
Oh my
I told
God.
you the silver and black this year. So you know what it was? I think I know what it was. Everybody bought into the Chucky hype. Everybody bought into the Chucky hype. And I said, no. Tony Dungy built that Buccaneers team. He built that team. That's why Chucky got the ring. I don't know what he's doing in Oakland, but it's very obvious they're trying to tank the season at this point and go for the number one pick. Because let's be honest, Amari Cooper, I would have never got rid of my number one receiver. Because now you ain't got nobody. It's Crabtree gone. So Crabtree in Baltimore right now. So and Amari, well, he just might help the Cowboys beat the Eagles. He just might, since he got a touchdown last week. He says that the Titans had other plans. So just saying, I got the Chargers in this one, and I think that one's going to be a blowout, 38-7.
So the silver and black used to mean something. And I think what happened is this. They stink. So what they did was they washed the uniforms in some type of detergent that took the black away. It faded the black. So nobody is seeing black and silver, and they're seeing a faded black and silver, and they're not afraid.
Yeah. All right. Packers, Dolphins. You know, it's hard for me to pick Aaron Rodgers versus the Dolphins, considering the Packers. It seems like the NFC North is not faring very well against the AFC East this year. I don't know what it is. The Bears couldn't beat the Dolphins. I mean, the Patriots, and they darn sure couldn't beat the Patriots either. And then the Packers, well, I mean, you saw what happened. Really don't want. I'm gonna choose the Packers. I think they're gonna bounce back, but this season to me is still over. I mean, in my opinion, this season to me is still over. But they'll definitely beat the Dolphins just because it's Aaron Rodgers. I have to give them the respect.
You know, I would agree with you, and I expect the Packers to win. But again, for the money, this is a 10-point game.
Yeah.
This is the odds. It's a 10-point odds. So I'm going to take that 10 points and ride with Miami.
Okay. And last one, I mean, it's a nothing game. It's the Niners and Giants.
Oh, this is going to be a good game here. This is a bowl game.
For both teams, I mean, they're both bums.
Yeah, this is the Bum Bowl.
Yeah, the Bum Bowl. So.
Oh, nope. They didn't win enough games to qualify for the Bum Bowl. This is the Mayor's Cup.
Yeah, I guess I could choose.
Now, we just gonna do any, mini, mighty, mo on this one.
Honestly, it's actually kind of definitive for me. I'm gonna choose the Niners.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna choose the Niners. I think they have better coaching, more talent.
More talent, yeah. And on top of that, the only reason why the Niners are where they are just because their quarterback went down. That's the only reason why. Other than that, they've actually tried to fix it. You know, they know. I think the Niners have to know right now. There's no way they're gonna probably make the playoffs whatsoever. They know that, but they could definitely still get some games won.
Yeah,
so.
and you know the Niners. Cal, call us. We can, you can bring Colt McCoy down there with you. He know your offense.
He sure do.
You may win a couple more games and give us a 3rd round pick for him. You know, y'all will do it.
Exactly. And there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a small commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the NCAA. So don't go anywhere on the No BS Show.
When's the last time someone said thanks for checking over your shoulder before changing lanes? Or gave you a pat on the back for sticking to the speed limit? Or a thumbs up for not tailgating? Probably never. Which is too bad considering safe drivers make the roads safer for everyone. That's why Allstate appreciates safe drivers like no one else. And they show it by saving you 45% or more, along with giving you safe driving bonus checks, deductible rewards, and extra discounts with the DriveWise app. So the next time you come to a complete stop at an intersection, ask yourself, why haven't I switched to Allstate?
The Brandeo Insurance Group, your local DMV Allstate agent, can help you save 45% or more for driving safely. Call him at 410-424-0844 and get a quote today.
It pays to drive safely. Call a local Allstate agent today and find out how you can save 45% or more.
So ain't nobody at this point gonna stop Alabama.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to talk about the NCAA Top 5. So I'm just going to tell you guys right now. Last week was quite interesting, and it was quite the story. But obviously, we saw what happened. You know, Notre Dame moved up to number 3. Clemson remained at number 2. Alabama remained at number 1. Michigan moved up to number 4. And then Georgia moved up to number 5, even though they have the 1 loss. And my Sooners moved up to number 6. Now, if the college football playoff was to start today, it would be Alabama, Clemson, Notre Dame, and Michigan. If the college football playoff was to start today. However, here's the thing. Out of all those teams I just named, there's only one team that's really a threat to Alabama, and that's Clemson. And that's only because it seems like Clemson and Alabama got this interesting relationship when it comes to the college football playoff.
Well, let's back up a second. Georgia, that 1 loss is to who?
Who? Wasn't it Bama?
I think it was.
Couldn't have been Bama.
Because we put Notre Dame in the playoffs, but I would strongly look at Georgia. Georgia's loss was to LSU, who fell this week. Well, so. I mean that's a top 10 loss. I mean that's a team that was about to break the top 5. So
right, but here is the thing. Now here's an interesting dynamic though that I want people to pay attention to. So I want you guys to stay tuned for this for the next couple of weeks. December 1st. Alabama will play Georgia last game of the season. Now, let's say, for the sake of argument, Georgia beats Auburn next. Is it tomorrow? Let's say Georgia beats Auburn tomorrow. Auburn's number 24. I'm pretty sure Georgia's going to run through them because for some strange reason Auburn, they'll get up for certain teams. I just don't think they're going to beat the Bulldogs. And then after that, they're going to have UMass. UMass is a bunch of bums, okay? The Minutemen ain't that great. They just got into honestly, the UMass Minutemen just got into the FBS. They just got into the FBS. They're coming from FCS football. You're playing in the FBS now. So you're about to find out real quick. So they'll probably beat them, and then they're going to play Georgia Tech because that's a rivalry game for them, okay? Because it's the Battle of Georgia, okay? But they'll probably beat Georgia Tech. And then after that, they'll see Alabama last game. Now, that last game, I'm not going to lie to you. If Georgia still has won by that time, they've won all their games up until they play Alabama, that's probably going to be the game of the season because of the fact that they're number 5, Alabama's number 1, and if they beat Alabama this time, because they shouldn't have lost in last year's national championship, then we're going to see like how this is going to shape the college football playoff and see if either Alabama drops out of the top 4, which I don't think they will because we all know how this is going to get skewed. We both know. I feel like the system favors Alabama way too much, but then but they'll have the 1 loss if the Bulldogs happen to beat them. But you'll have to move the Bulldogs up. So we'll see how this goes.
And then the conference championship. So you got to pay attention to that too. If this was to happen, then you really have to rely on the conference championship to see, what this Final Four is going to be like.
Absolutely, and I totally agree with you here. Plus, on top of that, Alabama's quarterback, I think it's Taulia or something like that, but he's up for the Heisman Trophy. I think this is going to be a very, very interesting situation just because of the fact that you're looking at the same Bama team always has great defense and great running game. Now this time they're killing you with the passing game and the running game with a great defense. That's why it seems like no matter who they play, it's really not stopping them. Now here's the situation though. The teams that can't lose this weekend, because it's definitely Ohio State. They should not lose this weekend because they're playing Michigan State. They only have the 1 loss, but the problem is there's so many other teams that have 1 loss in the college football rankings. And then on top of that, you also have to look at the facts. The facts are you got your butt whooped by Purdue, who is unranked. Purdue's not even in the. They're not even in the conversation to even have a chance at anything. So for Ohio State, the teams that you're going to really need to hope to lose, You're going to need West Virginia to lose. You're going to need Washington State to lose. LSU, well, they have 2 losses, but the losses that they lost to were like teams who are really, really good. It wasn't like they lost to teams that were like bad. So that's why I can see why they're number 7. And Oklahoma, well, they have the 1 loss, but that's because they came from a Texas team that was actually that was ranked at the time. And so, and then Georgia still has the 1 loss, and then Michigan has the 1 loss as well. The only 3 undefeated teams is Notre Dame, Clemson, and Alabama. Now, my only issue with those 3 teams is that Clemson should be there. They play teams that are usually ranked every season. Alabama usually plays teams that are ranked every season. Notre Dame, though.
Yeah.
Who do they play? I really want to know. I'm sorry, Notre Dame fans, but y'all know I'm telling the truth. Y'all may not want to hear it, but I'm telling you the truth. Who does Notre Dame play for them to even be ranked that high?
Well, you know what? You don't after this weekend. You don't have to worry about it because they going. This is the biggest upset of the weekend right here.
Who are they going to be upset by?
Notre Dame. They are playing
FSU.
No. Oh no. This is why I said they're playing Florida State.
Yeah.
They're playing Florida State. And I think they may be traveling to Florida State as well.
Well, Florida State's actually coming to them according to ESPN. But here's the thing. I think that Florida State can't upset them because the thing is the ACC. I'm sorry, I have to give props to the ACC. I am not gonna. Put some respect on the ACC. Like, I'm sorry.
Well, you know, I think I was in a discussion earlier today, and I don't know if this news is broke yet, but I think that their quarterback may not play. There may be some issues with the quarterback. There's a big injury or there's something happening with this Notre Dame thing. Whereas though, you know, people are start if they were not talking about it yesterday, when you turn your radios on and you listen to the shows, they will be talking about it now because there's something shaking up with this Notre Dame game that's gonna have people, you know, putting their houses on this game. So you heard it here first.
Okay. So, all right. So, games to watch. Definitely Clemson and Boston College. They'll be playing on Saturday night at 8:00. Is it who I got in this one? I'm definitely going to choose Clemson. I am not picking against Clemson because Boston College, they're a good football team. I've seen them play like this before. But the only thing about Boston College is I've never seen them even be ranked before since the Matt Ryan days. And that's a long time ago. Yeah. That was a very long time ago. But I will give them, they're at least making progress. And on top of that, they have a very young team. They have a lot of sophomores and they have a lot of juniors on that team. So I do expect them to come back next year, just not this year.
You know, the past couple of years, Clemson has been right there. And this year they're kind of flying under the radar. People know that they're there, but they're not talking about them. So I think Clemson is just sitting back like, yeah, this is our year. You come on the field, you're getting stomped on. So I think this is the year that Clemson actually is in the championship game. Can they win it? I think that depends on who they play.
Yeah. Coach Swinney, I mean, I have to say, hats off to Coach Swinney. Coach Swinney knows what he's doing down there in South Carolina. Another game to watch, Georgia, Auburn. Auburn they just have a habit of upsetting top 5 teams, especially when it comes to Alabama for some strange reason. So I have to say I'm going to go with Georgia just because Georgia's playing at home. But I'm not going to put it past Auburn. I will not put it past them, but I do believe Georgia's going to win this game.
This game is so important to the Bulldogs that, you know, they will be ready, they will be prepared, and they will come out and they will handle their business. The number 5 team in the country is supposed to come out and beat the number 24 team by 20 points. Yeah. However, because it is Auburn, you know, it may be 14 points, but I think they'll come out and they'll handle their business. That Georgia's they're not looking to lose any game the rest of this season. And then when it comes to the last game with Alabama, they're not looking to lose that game either. So
exactly. All right, another great game, and I'm going to call it right now. I'm going for the upset. I'm going to choose the upset. Mississippi State upsets the Alabama Crimson Tide. Go Bulldogs. I am going for the upset. I believe that Mississippi State's D-line is going to come to play in that game. And on top of that, they're going to hear the noise, which is going to be even better for them because they're gonna be because there's some state fans out there in Alabama, but they're gonna be in Tuscaloosa. So I do believe Mississippi State has a chance. I do believe they're gonna win this game. But I believe it's gonna be tough though. It's gonna be 28-24. It's gonna be real tough.
Yeah, I think this is a potential upset because, like I've been saying, I think Alabama is gonna lose one game. And if they're going to lose one game, it's going to even be this week or it's going to be the last game of the season.
Yeah.
So this is a game that I'm definitely looking at that Alabama don't come to play or they just get upset. And this is also the time. This is the time for Clemson.
Yep.
You know they want they deserve the number one spot.
Yeah.
They deserve it. You know, I'm not saying Alabama don't deserve it, but Clemson deserves the number one spot as well. So, I mean, you got to have a 1A and 1B or something. That number two just don't look too good to Clemson. So, this upset, or even if it's a close game, if Alabama just squeaks past Mississippi State, I expect Clemson to take that number one spot.
Yep. All right. So, in the Ohio State versus Michigan State, who you got?
You know, I want Ohio State to continue to win so that the playoff mix can be, you know, it could be controversial.
Right.
But to be honest with you, Michigan State is ranked number 18th in the country. I mean, it's a Big Ten matchup. So, you know, I don't know what to. I just don't know. I just don't know. So I'm looking forward to be a good game. I'm hoping Ohio State wins, but. You know, Michigan State may give them some problems. And this can be a game that, you know, going to overtime, maybe double overtime, and Ohio State failed to score in a double overtime and Michigan State kicks the field goal. One of those types of games. Classic.
Okay. Now, if I had to choose a sleeper game, and everybody can call me crazy when I say this one, I'm going to go with the Oklahoma State versus Oklahoma Sooners game. Here's why. I know my Sooners, and I know them all too well. For some strange reason, when they play Oklahoma State, that game is usually high scoring and it usually never ends well. Sometimes I've seen them beat beat State, but then I've also seen them lose the State too. I'm gonna go with the Sooners, but if I had to choose a team that could upset them, that would be the game, Oklahoma State. I'm going to choose Oklahoma State for the upset. I feel like Oklahoma Sooners is going to find a way to screw this up.
Wow. So, my pay attention game of the week is Penn State versus Wisconsin.
Woo!
Yeah. So, I mean, Penn State is ranked 20th in the country right now.
And Wisconsin's unranked.
And yep. But Wisconsin is a tough match.
It is.
So, I'm going to go with the Badgers. I mean, I was really high on Penn State at the beginning of the year, but they've just gone backwards, and I don't think they're going to be able to get it together. So, you know, the season for them right now is, you know, the best bowl that they can possibly get to. But Wisconsin is hungry. It's a team that you don't line up against and think that you're going to run them over. So I'm going to go Badgers.
All right. There it is. NCAA, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we got some things to talk to you guys about. So don't go anywhere on the No BS Show.
State and local government exercise very important functions in the United States. They are responsible for creating state legislation, which can become state law. They plan and pay for roads, run public schools, parks and libraries, provide water and utilities, and organize law enforcement, elections, and much more. As citizens, local government is more easily obtainable and are the means in which we communicate to the federal government. This is why it is important that we vote in more than just primary presidential elections. Midterm and local elections are just as, if not more, important for our communities and its efficiency. Resistance is local. Criminal justice reform is local. Gentrification is local. And the right to vote is a privilege that once was not granted to all citizens because of their gender, race, or ethnicity. So today, we are all afforded this right, and we should vote at every given opportunity, simply because we can. Early voting is October 25th through November 1st, and the official midterm election date is November 6th. For more information on voting in poll areas, please visit the link below.
It's the new, all-natural, family-friendly pharmacy, Family Choice Pharmacy, located at 8313 Annapolis Road, New Carrollton, Maryland. Family Choice offers alternative medicines as well as discount programs you can easily enjoy. Come be a part of our family at Family Choice Pharmacy, as every family should know their pharmacist. If you're looking to join the family today, you can reach us at 301-577-1212 at Family Choice Pharmacy.
If you like to roller skate, you will love Lanham Skate Center. We offer all kinds of specials, birthday parties, skate classes, and more. You can even reserve the rink for a special event. Skate rentals only $3, so roll on over to Lanham Skate Center today. Located at 9901 Lanham Severn Road in Lanham, Maryland. For more information about our weekly schedule, visit us on the web at lanhamskatecenter.com or call for more information at 301-577-1733. That's 301-577-1733.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, this week on NFL Play Breakdown. We wanted to break down one of the top plays this week that we thought was quite gut wrenching. So obviously this week everybody saw the Packers game. If you all saw the Packers game, so you saw exactly what happened. And this is the play that I have to say, arguably was one of the plays that I believe really changed the tide of the game, and it was the Aaron Jones fumble in the fourth quarter against New England when it was tied 17-17 while the Packers were driving down, and I'm pretty sure Aaron Rodgers would have got this touchdown. So we're going to go ahead and play it. So here's the thing, right? Right now, look at the Patriots defense right here. So Patriots defense right here is in a nickel defense. So, okay, because you got two linebackers. You got Hightower here. Then there was a Landon Roberts. And then you got your two corners. They had J.C. Jackson right here. You had Stephon Gilmore, Jason McCourty's on the other side, and plus Jonathan Jones right here in the slot. Okay? Now, here's the thing. Devin McCourty, you can't see him because he's off camera, but he's back there, and also Patrick Chung. Then right here, they got a trip. The Patriots come out and trips left. So you got three receivers on this side. Then they've got Jimmy Graham on the other side as a split out wide. Aaron Jones right here. This is the thing. They snap the football. They come up. Snaps the football. And then right there, D-tackle forces the fumble, punches the ball out. Patriots recover the football. And that completely changed the tide of the game. Because then after that, Patriots then go get 7 points off of that. And this is the thing. What I always say to people is this. When you're running the football, you can't run the football like it's a loaf of bread, okay? That's the thing. And then if you look at it right there, now here he cradles it, but then watch this big man's arm. You look right there, boom. And he wasn't secure enough. And then on top of that, when you holding the ball like this, that usually doesn't go well.
Well, that looks like to me that he was more worried about hitting the ground or getting hit. So I mean, he didn't brace himself with the football. He's bracing his body, but he didn't. Right. He didn't brace the football into him. Right. Because that little swipe at the ball, it's not like that was a Josh Norman. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, he just literally smacked his hand in there. Ball pops out, and then there you go. Now, then next, the football's on the ground, and then recovered by the defense. And I said to people, like, if you really want this to happen, you've got to really say to yourself, and mind you, the Patriots on this play, they were expecting pass. Nothing but pass. That honestly could have gone for a big gain and possibly even a touchdown. Because here's the thing. You see right here, the hole was wide open. It only closed up. So honestly, right here, they would have got at least 5 or 6 yards right off of that. But the thing is I don't think Aaron Jones paid attention to the D tackle that was to his right, and he was just trying to get some yards. But after that, I mean, that was all she wrote after that. And then the Patriots, then after that, just took on to it, and there was nothing else anybody could do. And then the thing is if you look at the safeties were way back. Okay, so that's how you know the Patriots were expecting pass. They was expecting pass the whole way because, look, it's Aaron Rodgers. You're playing Aaron Rodgers. He finished the game with 259, but Brady, of course, finished with 294 yards. So obviously Tom Brady, by the standards, he outgunned Aaron Rodgers. But the truth is, that's the Patriots' game plan because the whole game is throughout the night they played nickel defense all night. And then let's even go back. Like, if you even go back and really pay attention to it, you see right there, pass all the way. Because any defense who sees trips left. Trips now, for those of you who don't understand what trips means, it means that you're putting 3 wide receivers bunched up in the same area. So you got 3 receivers trip stacked left. Okay, you got your X, your Y, your Z, and then you have your tight end on the other side, right? Then you have your running back. Now, it's good for like doing a lot of draw plays or a lot of or a lot of snaps that you can just hand off to the running back and let him go do his thing. But it's also predicated on one thing. It's predicated on the fact that you have to have your linemen. Your lineman's got to get good push and then open up holes. Now, if you look right here, these 3 guys are engaged, right? His tackle, he's got to go pick him up. Problem was, when they tried to pick him up, it didn't help because then these 2 guys ended up breaking off of their blocks, and then he's got his arms way too extended outside, to the inside as a D tackle, so it allows him to break off. And then, right here, that's when these guys is a break off. And then once he got off of his block, he was able to come down and then make the play. And then there you go. Fumble. Just like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your play of the week broken down by the Insane Shane. Like no other can do it. Like no other can do it. I'm standing here and I'm learning.
Yep. So, I mean, that's our play breakdown for the week. I mean, it's sad for the Packers because now they fell, and on top of that, the Patriots right now they're still in the hunt for trying to get that number 1 spot in the AFC. And if you think about it, for the grand scheme of things, the Patriots have to keep winning if they want to get home field advantage because right now it's starting to look like, and if the Chiefs keep winning, it's starting to look like the Patriots might end up going to Arrowhead.
So what's happening now, Shane? People are scratching their head and they're saying, and they're asking, "Are you available?" Merlin needs help.
I'm too old to be.
Call him. This is your defensive coordinator for next year.
Yep. So I mean, there you have it, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're gonna have some things to talk to you guys about. So stay tuned for the No BS.
We ain't got no Boston coming up. Last time you hit me in my face, man. We got to get back.
That was different, though. Quick commercial break, y'all.
It's the new, all-natural, family-friendly pharmacy, Family Choice Pharmacy, located at 8313 Annapolis Road, New Carrollton, Maryland. Family Choice offers alternative medicines as well as discount programs you can easily enjoy. Come be a part of our family at Family Choice Pharmacy, as every family should know their pharmacist. If you're looking to join the family today, you can reach us at 301-577-1212 at Family Choice Pharmacy.
If you like to roller skate, you will love Lanham Skate Center. We offer all kinds of specials, birthday parties, skate classes, and more. You can even reserve the rink for a special event. Skate rentals only $3, so roll on over to Lanham Skate Center today. Located at 9901 Lanham Severn Road in Lanham, Maryland. event. For more information about our weekly schedule, visit us on the web at lanhamskatecenter.com or call for more information at 301-577-1733. That's 301-577-1733.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about coaches on the hot seat.
Oh, man. Every coach in D.C. is on the hot seat from the college
I was
to the
about to
pros.
say, I think all of them are on the hot seat, in my opinion. Let's talk. But let's jump right into it. I'm going to just throw out a coach I know for a fact that's on the hot seat this week. And this is to all you Cowboys fans out there. Jason Garrett is for sure on the hot seat. His seat is on fire right now. Because, I'm sorry, you're about... Dude... If you lose to the Philadelphia Eagles, you might as well just start packing your bags. Go pack your bags, bro.
Well, not so fast.
Why?
Considering the history of Jason Garrett as a player and as a coach within the Cowboys organization, I don't think Jerry gives him the axe. I think Jerry waits till the season is over with and say, Jason, come on up here in the office with me.
Yeah, let's have a conversation.
And let's find your replacement. Yeah, I just don't think Garrett gets axed. He gets axed, but not in the way that traditionally we see how coaches get. They get walked off the facility or whatever the case may be. I think Jerry's loyalty to his people, just won't allow him to do that.
Everybody always says that, and then I always say to people, man, you must.
But talking about a coach that's about to get the axe.
Who?
I believe Jay Gruden will get the axe at the end of the season. But I think this can happen before the end of the season. I think this game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and then the game following this game possibly will get Gruden the axe if he can't win both of them. If you can't beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I know you got an offensive line that's hurt. I know you got a lot of injuries. But your thing, Mr. Gruden, is offense. What we have seen from you the past 4 years is that you're inconsistent. When something works, for whatever the reason is, you get away from it. Peterson is working. You get away from it. Chris Thompson working. You get away from it. Jordan Reed, slants. You get away from it. I guess you think that your playbook is so big that, this works. Okay, let's try this. It's not a game here in D.C., sir.
No, it ain't.
We take football very seriously. And I will be the first to tell you, under Daniel Snyder, it's a different thing than under Mr. Cook. I think that if you can't get it right against Tampa Bay, I think, sir, you're probably going to be looking for a position with your brother. Maybe you can help your brother out because he needs help as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think...
Let him have it, Shane. Give it to him.
So you said Jay Gruden, correct? Or John Gruden?
Jay.
So you said Jay Gruden.
John needs help too.
Yeah.
So they could team up together and maybe they could, maybe they got one win now?
Yeah.
If Jay goes down there to help John, maybe they can get 3 wins.
But see, the problem is I don't see Jay Gruden getting axed just because of the fact that money, one. 2, the other problem is what coaches out there right now will be able to replace him. And there's not too many. Because, I love Lovie Smith, and I think he should come back to the NFL. The problem is I can't see him coming back to the Redskins because right now he's not really winning with the Fighting Illini right now.
Well, you don't look for another replacement to come in mid-season.
No, he wouldn't come in mid-season. Yeah. What I'm saying is he would definitely come in at the end of the season.
Well, I don't know. Snyder tends to want to go after these big name coaches and proven coaches. So I don't know what his list would be like. I definitely don't want Lovie Smith here. I absolutely do not want him here. But what I would say is that Callahan, the offensive line coach.
Oh, is it from the Cowboys?
He was with he coached the Raiders and he got
Bill Callahan?
Bill Callahan. He has a lot of coaching experience.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the coaches on the team, man. Yeah, you plug them in, you give them a shot. You say, look, if we're tied for the division right now. We done lost 3 in a row. But if you can get us to the playoffs, I'll give you serious consideration for the head coaching job next year. But I'm telling you, I just do not believe Jay. Everybody thinks Jay is safe, and it's a money thing because he got, it's a money thing. But I'm telling you, I think this is the end for Jay.
Okay. In the interest of time, folks, we're going to go ahead and talk about the state of the Washington Wizards because we're a little low on time right now. Mm-hmm. So the state of the Washington Wizards, I'm just going to be frank. Bradley Beal said this to ESPN not too long ago after the Thunder's loss, and I heard him say it himself. He said, right now, it's not time to hit the panic button. Yeah, it is time to hit the panic button. You guys won one game? One game.
You know what? There's two things in Washington right now that has to be dealt with. Ernie Grunfeld has to be dealt with. Should have been gone. John Wall, we love you to death, love your heart, but you're not the right fit for this team. They have built a team that has made you not the right person. So in order to get it fixed, either you have to trade John Wall or you have to trade pieces of like Bradley Beal, Morris, and other pieces, and which would take away from the whole team. So where your value at? Yep. Your value is keeping your team together and bringing in another point guard that can handle the team. May not be a superstar like John Wall, but you have to get something for John Wall now. You can get 2 first-round picks for him. Take it.
Okay. Now, Mr. Ahmad Queen, I like your comment. He said Bill should go to LA, but you and I both know that's never going to happen. So, but it's not to say it's not too far-fetched, because unfortunately in this NBA, you never know what might happen. So, but
Scott Brooks will be somewhere in a minute.
I'm about to say Scott Brooks will definitely be gone before Bradley Beal does. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of time. So I want to thank all of you guys for tuning into the show today. Good show.
Excellent show.
Yeah, excellent. We do our thing.
See, this is why we're the number one show on this network.
Yes, sir.
Number one.
All right, so what I want you guys to do is go to YouTube, go to No BS, No Holds Barred Sports Talk Show viewer group. Then I also I want you to go to YouTube and keep looking at past shows, and then like it, comment, please let us know what you think. And then I want you to follow us on No BS, No Holds Barred Sports Talk Show on Facebook. Also follow our blog on Blogger, No BS, No Holds Barred Sports Talk.blogspot.com. Also follow us on social media. My Twitter, insane_Shane29, Underground SB29. My Instagram, of course, my Underground LLC on blogspot.com, and then follow me on Facebook as well. Mr. Unregulated, your social media boss?
It is Mr. Unregulated 4, the number 4, and the letter U.
There it is. And then, of course, if you want to advertise with the show, just go ahead and email us at undergroundsportsllc@gmail.com. Mr. Regulated, take us out, man.
The No BS Show. We got the whole world in our hand. We got the whole wide world in our hand. And we'll see you next week. We out.